Shalom brothers, okay, it's Rakam Kaposh in GMS London. So I want to start by saying all praise Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the elders of GMS. Honors out there to the brethren on the highways and byways, teaching this truth and sincerity, man. Okay. I wanted to show you a video, man, from this damn website, because there's a series going on at the moment, you know, as you can see, mankind, the story of all of us, right? And, you know, it basically got me in the spirit, because one of the things they were advertising was Rome. Okay, then you know they talk about you know, it's like the first real great, you know, civilization, you know, empire or whatever, man. You know, which is really just showing you the white man's pride, man. Okay, because you know there was other empires and great cities before him. Okay. But he sees himself as the pinnacle. He sees himself as the greatest, okay, of all nations, okay. And his thing, his empire is better than anything else that's ever been, okay, which is a lot of bullshit, okay. So like I said, I wanted to show you a video, but I couldn't find a specific video. But you know, while I was searching for it, I found so much fucking blasphemy in this series, man. I mean, there's all different clips you can see here of, you know, talking about certain things on whatever, man, and it just goes off, man. You know, a lot of things to do about, you know, the Jews, Christianity, and whatever, man. It just goes hella off, man. Okay, and I might have to do some more videos on these various fucking videos that they've got up here, man, because it's just fucking total bullshit. Okay, so, you know, but yeah, so we're gonna get some scriptures, you know, trying to keep it as short as I can, you know, but yeah, you know, the scripture told you about the you know, the great kingdoms that will come upon the face of the earth, man. Okay, it tells you this in Daniel's, man, in the 2nd chapter. Okay, so I'm just gonna read Daniel's 2nd chapter, you know, to show you, okay. This is Daniel chapter 2 from verse 31. Okay, this is continuing on from the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. Okay, and Daniel was interpreting it. Okay, but the Most High gave him, you know, the understanding of his dream. Okay, it says, "Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form of it thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breasts and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold brought into pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and the whole earth, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. So thou art king of kings, for the God of heaven have given thee a kingdom, power, and strength and glory." Okay, see, to find that the Most High gave Nebuchadnezzar the power and you know, gave him his kingdom. Okay. It wasn't because of his own might. Okay, the Most High set up kingdoms and take them down. So he set up Nebuchadnezzar to rule on the earth. Okay, you know, to punish the children of Israel. Okay, because they, you know, they were their captives. Okay, it says, "And wheresoever the children of man dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven have given into thine hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold." Okay, so the kingdom Babylon, which was Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, was the head of gold, the first empire, the first great, you know, great nation upon the earth, according to the scripture. Okay, in this dream. Okay, so there would be the first. Okay, and Babylon was yeah, it was a great city, man. Okay, and you know, many exotic things in it, man. Okay. Just bring bring the picture up. Okay, they covered a vast amount of land. Okay, you know, you see down here, you got Egypt, you know, covered Egypt and that. You know, they took over Israel, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, into Iran, parts of Turkey, and further up north by the Caspian Sea. Okay, so they had a large amount of area, man, of land. Okay, and they were rich. Okay, the cities were full of gold and full of fine jewelry, man. Okay, they you know, they were living good. Okay, and they were a strong nation. Okay. Let's see what information we can dig up about the empire, man. Slovakia. Okay, so the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the Chaldean Empire, was a period of Mesopotamian history which began 626 BC and ended in 539 BC. During the preceding 3 centuries, Babylonia had been ruled by their fellow Akkadian speakers, the northern neighbours. Okay, I actually really want to get into how wealthy and how great the city was, man. You know. I'm not sure about all these dates, man, because the white man goes off on a lot of things, man. But no, not to say that some ain't right, but but I just want to really get into the greatness of it, because the white man goes on like he's the greatest ever empire. I mean, look at this, man. That was that the Ishtar Gate of Babylon. Okay, well, okay, this is a reconstruction, but no, this is what it would have looked like, man. Okay, that's something was splendid, man. Just look at that. Okay, and it goes through the kings that it's had, and whatever, man. But yeah, that was the first, great empire that was on the face of the earth, man. Okay. Oh, this might have something. Alright, let's have a look here. It says the Babylonian Empire was the most powerful state in the ancient world. After the fall of the Assyrian Empire in 612 BC, its capital Babylon was beautifully adorned by King Nebuchadnezzar, who erected several famous buildings. Even after the Babylonian Empire had been overthrown by Persian King Cyrus the Great, the city itself remained an important cultural center. Okay, it's beautifully adorned because, like I said, it was a rich city, man. Okay, a rich empire. Okay, and a lot of the like the hanging gardens of Babylon, man. They were wonders of the world and stuff like that, man. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else here. Okay, well like I said, that was the first one. Okay. Let's get back into the scriptures. Okay, verse 39. And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee. Okay, so its glory, its prestige, so to speak, isn't going to be as great. Okay, that's what it's telling you here. And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over the earth. Okay, because that the shoulders of silver is that second kingdom, which is the Medo-Persian Empire, man. Okay, but they would be inferior. Okay, obviously the stronger military. Okay, but the kingdom itself wasn't as splendid, man. Okay. Let's see anything. There's a map. Okay. So what the Persian Empire did, or the Medo-Persian Empire, it was controlled by the Medes to start off with, but was overthrown by the Persians. Okay, and they became the dominant race, so to speak, that was controlling the empire. Okay, but they conquered more land than Babylon did. Okay, you can see it like it's taking Iraq, it's going way into Iran, which is where Persia is. Okay, and Afghanistan, Pakistan. Okay, their empire was larger. Okay, because they basically come from where they were and took the Babylonian Empire along with what they had already. Okay, but their kingdom wasn't as splendid as the Babylonians. Alright, let's see if I mean, even when Babylon rose to power, you know, there was two superpowers in the area already, which is Egypt and Syria, which it says here. Because Egypt was great before this. Okay, a lot of the world at the time, because of the Great Famine, was revolved around Egypt, man. Okay. It says here Medio Persia. The Medio Persian Empire was a combination of two empires, the older Median Empire and the newer Persian. At its height, it extended from India to Ethiopia. Okay, which you saw in that map. But basically, just as you know, silver is inferior to gold, you know, silver I believe is a stronger metal. Okay. But it's inferior in terms of, you know, value, in terms of preciousness. You know, gold is seen as that more luxurious metal. Okay. And it says, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Okay, and that kingdom of brass is talking about the Greek Empire. Okay, they're the three empires prior to the Roman Empire, which the white man, you know, builds up so much, you know, because really the times that we live in today is really just a continuation of that Roman Empire. Okay, the Greek Empire was the white man as well. Okay, but it's the Roman Empire that, you know, he promotes in everything he does, man. Okay, I mean, all the roots go back to Babylon, really, because the white man doesn't have his own shit, because he steals everything he's done. He's stolen all the cultures of the past civilizations, the past empires, the old nations. He's got all their occult knowledge and that from them, and he uses it in his own system. Okay, so that's why the scripture talks about him as the daughter of Babylon. Okay, America is that daughter of Babylon. Why? Because all their stuff, all their knowledge that they got is really from ancient Babylon. Okay, and they have adopted that. Okay. Oops. And that, you know, where is that? Okay, and the fourth kingdom is the kingdom that we're living in currently. Okay. The second part of that kingdom, to be more precise, because like I said, that fourth kingdom is Rome. Okay, but each time that you know the dream goes into it, the metal that it refers it to is an inferior metal. Okay, like this place, you look around this place now, this place is a fucking shithole. It ain't nothing like how Babylon was. Okay, yeah. You know, the white man's military is strong,